You are listening to one of the most prolific podcasts. I'm Caleb.
It's your boy DT.
And I'm Ken.
We are the Mind Report.
Here to push your mind and change your thoughts. All right, we are in full gratitude right now, speaking in front of each and every last one of y'all every week and giving y'all something to shift your thoughts. Now, Ken.
Yes, sir.
Caleb.
Yes, sir.
We are the Mind Report. But I got a quick question for you, Ken.
Yes, sir.
What is the thought of the day?
The thought of the day is this rat race that we all fall victim of. I just woke up not in the mood to go to work. In the process of me thinking about that, I thought about my goals. I thought about this mansion I want to live in. I thought about this car I want to drive. I thought about the amount of peace I want to have. When I thought about that, I then thought about my job. And I asked myself, is that going to get me there? I know a lot of people probably have thought about this or had this thought like, damn. Or a lot of people probably haven't thought about it. Is the job going to get us where we need to go? Where I see myself at and what am I doing now to get there?
Ooh, here and there. You know it's a difference between here and there, right?
Yeah.
And it's that T. So there's time. You must take time out to understand what's going on. Do you actually want to be there? Or do you want to be somewhere greater? I know we all going through this thing that's called the rat race, and we all want to get out. The rat race is something that you stuck in, and you keep going around this circle over and over and over again, year after year, and keep getting the same result.
Right.
From you being disappointed about your paychecks, a toxic work environment, and nobody want to go out there and sacrifice climbing this ladder to simply try it on their own. You very dependent when you in a rat race.
Yeah, that rat race keeps you in the same cycle. It doesn't elevate you. You're just in the same boat. You can't complain about your life if you don't do anything different. You can't complain about a job if you don't do anything different.
Right.
One thing about these jobs, they're just going to give you enough to get by. They're going to give you enough to pay your bills and to just give you a little bit of spending money so that you run out. And guess what? So you have to go back to work and the same thing over and over again.
And you're going to do just enough not to get fired.
Exactly. You're going to do the bare minimum. Something I do the bare minimum.
Be around the high. I think jobs keep people trapped. When you work a job, you just over broke. So a lot of times your job won't even allow you to take a vacation to go nowhere to see anything different.
Right.
And if you do, you have to put in your time to do it. And it's up to us whether we going to accept it or not.
Right,
You got to beg them.
Right.
You got to beg them.
And see, that came to my mind this morning, bro. I'm grown as hell. Like, what I look like letting another grown person tell me how to spend my time. I got to get something approved for you to be able to let me off.
You got to get permission.
Right. Like, I don't even move like that with my mom and daddy. So it's like, who am I to let somebody else tell me when I can and can't go somewhere? And if I go somewhere without your approval, I'm like on the verge of being fired. Or I'm gonna get a tally marker.
I'm pointed out.
Right.
You are nothing
crazy.
but a number to them.
Yeah.
When they about to get ready to let you go, they don't give you no 2-week notice.
Yeah.
They want a 2-week notice from you, though.
If you would just listen to that last episode, we said there is no security in this world, only opportunity. So if you're looking for security in a job, you already fail.
That's a true statement.
Because they're not going to let you, your boss is not going to let you make more money than them.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, they're going to keep you at the bottom because the top, it's not crowded with a lot of people. Anybody can get to the top.
Bro, the pyramid scheme, like I hear so many people talk about that. It's like
Oh, man.
sickening. Like this shit turned my stomach inside out, bro. What we think of as a pyramid scheme is so wrong. That's how people make us think. It's like how we train to think. And relating back to our first episode, it's all about perception.
Yeah.
You can know something, but the way it's being brought to you make it look totally different.
Right.
If you think about it, they say a pyramid scheme is when the person at the top make all the money. Your boss or your CEO is the one making all the money. You at the bottom of the pyramid scheme as an employee. They say a pyramid scheme, like the person at the top depends on the people at the bottom to make all the money. I'm the CEO. The way I'm getting paid is by making sure my employees doing what they got to do.
Facts.
When you look at it in a different light, that shit open your eyes. And it's up to you to make a decision on if you're going to stay in the biggest pyramid scheme, or if you're going to take a leap of faith and do something totally different.
Yeah.
Create your own pyramid.
Yeah,
That's right.
You gotta,
Because you the CEO of your own life.
Yeah,
Nobody else had control over that but you.
You create your own life by how you live. See, everything has to do with decisions, choices. Everything is all about choices.
Yeah.
How you depend on things.
Look at where you are right now. You are a sum of your decisions. There is nothing else has to do with where you are right now, whether the circumstances or whatever you're going through right now. It's a sum of your decisions that you made in the past, and now it's actually coming to fruition right now.
Exactly.
Everything has a consequence, whether it's good or it's bad.
Right.
You can make a good decision and still have a consequence. You can make a bad decision and still have a consequence. Yes. You are a sum of your decisions. So decide wisely.
Right.
Yeah, that is true. Everything dictates on how we're thinking, our thinking process.
See, with thinking and making a decision and being in control of your own life, you don't have that with a job.
No.
Don't.
Like, the person that's in control of your life and how you spend your time is your boss, your CEO, the company you work for. Like, fellas, you can't even take a female on a date if your boss ain't paying you enough. No. I was watching the movie. He made a powerful quote, Medea. She said, all of us got a life, and what we do with it is dependent upon the decisions that we make. We're in control of what we do.
We are.
Taking that into consideration, the decisions we make and the outcomes, like DT said, we in control of that. So you really just gotta like take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, what is it that you could do different if you're not where you want to be right now?
People marry these jobs. A lot of people, they just get so married into the jobs because it offers somewhat security. Security. That's the only thing that they look for. Jobs control everything you do.
Right.
I can't buy a $200,000 house with a $50,000 income.
Right.
No.
You just can't let the job control you of what you want to do.
Have you ever took a female out and then, like you said, with the situation of you meeting, right? And that's the first question that come out her parents' mouth.
It's what you do
It's
for a
what
living.
you do. It's not, do you love my daughter?
Yeah.
It's what do you do?
Right.
It's because they looking for employment. Like I just told you, paradigms. We were talking about that last episode. Everybody had this paradigm that you have to work.
Right.
You have to work for somebody.
You have to.
In order to get money.
Yeah.
I heard Steve Harvey say it's two type of people that's born into the hospital each and every day. It's an employer, the one that's going to get them a job, and it's an employee, the one who's going to work their job. So now you got to figure out which one do you fall into. It's okay for you to start from the employee side because you're seeing what to do and what not to do.
Right.
But it's not good to stay on that side.
Right.
You got to be able to benefit others by the things that you do and the thoughts and the ideas that you have.
Right.
We not job shaming nobody. We not telling nobody to stop working. But what we want y'all to do is realize just working a job is a problem with that. If you got your job that's paying you doggone $30, $40 an hour, the insurance good, keep your job. But at the end of the day, still ask yourself, what is it that you really want to do? And do it.
Yeah.
Don't allow your job to stop you from doing it. Find some time to do it. Like, it's nothing wrong with having a job. But the way we be thinking, like, we be on Instagram wanting Prada shoes, Gucci belts, but we only making $9 an hour.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be wearing your whole paycheck, or at least half of your paycheck. That's just how I see it.
Man, listen, I go out the 50-30-20 rule. Your needs and your necessities, like your phone bill, light bill, food, takes up 50% of your check. Then your 30% goes towards your wants. So like your haircut, your nails being done, shoes. And then 20%, you use that to invest. But I go out that. And so like incorporating that into my life, and I have multiple streams of income, I do that with only one income. So the job I'm working, I split that 50% that go towards my bills, that 30% goes towards my wants, and that 20% goes towards saving and investing. And then my other streams of income is nothing but going to the bank account.
Right.
When you got a plan like that and you have multiple streams of income and you just not dependent upon a job, like, it's easier to get by in life.
I heard this quote. I want to know if y'all feeling, but a job is what you're paid for, but your calling is what you're made for.
And I like that, how you just said that, because everybody's true purpose. Our true purpose isn't working a job. Right. Our true purpose isn't to go to school for 12 years, graduate school, get good grades, go to college, go to more school, get yourself in some debt, and then work for a company that you don't even need to go to school to start your own.
Right.
You don't need to go to school to start your own business, but you need to have some education background to work for somebody else's business.
Ooh, you had to have a degree to work for somebody else.
Or you get a loan out. You get your degree, you get a job that won't even pay for your loan.
I find it crazy how they'll congratulate you for going to college and building more debt, but then once you start your own business, there's nobody in the crowd.
And we celebrate stuff like that. Like me, graduating is a milestone, right? But graduating comes from doing what you were supposed to do. So like all that money, all that was spent, all the effort that was spent, like what was we celebrating?
Nothing.
It was just the accomplishment of something that you supposed to been did.
Right.
That we know you're going to do. You're
Right.
going to get out of high school.
Right, you gonna do that.
Just the expectations of your parents.
Right.
But then I was having a conversation with Caleb, I think it was some weeks back. We was talking about school. Now, I'm not bashing school. Before I say this, I want to clear that up. But school is actually preparing you to be a good employee.
It is.
Right.
Think about it. You spend 8 hours at school on hand, right?
Yeah.
You go on break, which is your lunch break. Right. Once you come back, you're coming back to do some more work. Once you leave from school and the day is done, you're going to the house to do more work.
Homework.
Which is homework. So you stuck in this cycle and you've been doing it for 13 years? I think you stay in school for like about 13 years.
Yeah, about 13.
And then once you leave out of there, you already became a good employee.
Right.
So for you to transition to a 9 to 5,
ain't
that's
nothing.
with ease.
Yeah, you just getting paid.
You
more.
just getting paid.
That's it.
I'm getting paid to do the assignment that I was doing when I was in school. School is preparing you for this cycle for you to become a good employee. They don't teach you the things and the principles that you need in school to actually help you get by in life, whether it be finances or even attitude, your thought process, or even what come with failure. Because in school, if you get an F, that's bad.
Yeah.
Like you done just did the worst thing ever. But you're not understanding the process that came behind that F. Let's evaluate it more. Why did you get this F? That's one thing that I don't like about parenthood as far as like bad grades, because now you making it bad. You making it a bad habit of your kids actually falling into this thing of failing. You feel fear behind failing.
Right.
So now if I fail in life, now I'm being very fearful about what I'm doing, which go into the last episode. Now you start making poor decisions. So you start to pass over opportunities because of the fear that you had in your household.
Failing.
So now it's putting you in that vicious cycle of I'm scared to do whatever it is that I want to do because I'm thinking about the paradigm or the consequence behind me failing. So over time, it started to weigh on you. And then you start to instill the same things into your kids.
Right.
And they instill it into their kids. So now we have a generation following this same destructive path.
Right.
Rat race.
You got kids graduating, don't even know how to set goals. It was this dude, I never forget this. I went to Walmart. I said, yeah, bro, what you do? He like, I just do this. I just work at Walmart. I say, what else you do? Like, besides this, what else you do? I mean, like, outside of work. Like, his mindset is just on work. So he like, I ain't really thought. So I said, like, you just graduated, bro. You ain't got no goals. The stuff that we need to be taught, the stuff that we need to be learned, it's not being taught.
But I think, like, as far as, like, goals, everybody should have goals. And that's something that parents need to start teaching their kids.
That's true.
How to set goals. Because if you look at goals, you have a destination to go out and live successfully.
Right.
But if you don't have goals, then what are you actually running towards?
And see, in the household, a lot of the parents only work jobs.
That's it.
When they come home, we ain't sitting down talking about how was your day. We ain't sitting down talking about what goals have you set, what you want to be.
Did you hit your daily goals?
Right.
Everybody that's listening to this, we want you to think. This episode is for you to think. Everybody listening to this is a very smart person. You can do anything that you set your mind to. You don't belong in some corporate race for 30, 40, or 50 years of your life, making some measly salary or a paycheck. You deserve to not be worrying about paying bills and actually have time to enjoy your life and not dread Mondays. I know a lot of us working on a day-to-day basis, we dread Mondays. But Monday is the beginning of the week. It's the beginning of something new.
Right.
So how can you dread something that's new?
Right.
Because that's how you start your day off with.
That's how you started off. So why are all of us actually dreading Mondays? You're going to do something that you don't love doing. And I heard Bob Proctor, somebody asked him about retiring. He said, how can I ever retire for something that I love to do? Right. You only retire for something that you don't love to do. So if you working 30 to 40 years, guess what you waiting on? Retirement.
Yeah.
You don't love doing it.
Right.
So now we fall into a purpose. Like I just said, your work is what you're made for.
Right.
If you're doing something that's into your purpose, then you have no choice but to do it until your last breath. Mm-hmm. I'm not retiring. Why would I retire from what I'm doing right now? And why will we retire from what we're doing right now? Because we're helping other people with their thought process.
Right.
And we're going to be doing it until the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
So why retire?
Why give that up?
Why?
It's crazy.
Another thing that they don't teach you in school is thinking. Like there's something our
Critical
brain,
thinking.
Yeah, critical thinking. Our brain is just like a computer. You know what I'm saying?
It's a hard drive.
It's a hard drive. If you don't understand the language of your computer or the language of the hard drive, then it's not gonna go anywhere. You're not gonna understand anything. It's just gonna be all foreign to you.
And you're going to be downloading a virus.
Exactly.
And the virus is your negative thought.
Exactly.
I feel like school is based off memory.
That's it. Repetition of information.
Right. Y'all training me to remember certain things. Only thing they doing in school is verbalizing what's already on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all they doing. A lot of the assignments they give you require you to go to the textbook
Right.
and answer these questions. So why would I pay you all this money to verbalize something that's already in black and white? I can read to myself.
Right.
I can make it make sense myself.
Right.
I'm pretty intelligent. So why I'm finna pay you $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 to teach me what I could teach myself?
Ooh. It's one thing that I do know about school. And like I said, we're not bashing school in any way, shape, and form. If you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, anything like that, go by all means, go ahead. Congratulations.
Right.
One thing about school is school teach you the lesson, then give you the test. Life teaches you the test, then the lesson.
Right.
It's a big difference between what's going on and what's being taught.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of problems that we fall into with the rat race, but we're going to dive straight into those. Now, number one, that I know all of us know about and all of us have some type of emotional attachment to is living paycheck to paycheck.
Ooh. Paycheck to paycheck.
Now, do you know that 95% of the world population is either poor or middle class?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah. So now you got to ask yourself, who is actually in the 5%?
Right.
Who is in the 5%?
People who can think.
So that means a sweeping part of the world is in this same vicious cycle that we talking about, which we call the rat race. Now, imagine getting paid every 2 weeks, but yet you never have enough to cover your expenses or to actually go out and live.
That is crazy.
That's sickening.
That's crazy. When you say paycheck to paycheck, it's like I'm going from one to the other.
Yeah.
So it ain't shit being done in between that.
You playing hopscotch.
Right. I'm just hopping from one square to the next, expecting something different, which is insanity. It's hard for me to settle for that if it's not aligning with where I see myself 5 years from now.
Right.
You got to be taught that it's okay to dream. Like in school, we be told to stop daydreaming. It's okay to dream. It's okay to like step outside of the norm. I hate being normal.
What's the strongest nation in the world?
The strongest nation? That's a good one.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Imagination. You got to think about it. Anything that you imagining on a day-to-day basis, it was put there for a reason. So your real life is found in your imagination. If you can see yourself doing it or you can see yourself achieving it, it's already done.
Yeah.
But now once you imagine it, if you look at action, that means action. You had an image, now you got to put some action to the image that you see, which means now it's a fall through. I have to fall through whatever it is that I see. So when you close your eyes and you visualize, I love this movie Collateral with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. Have you noticed in the movie, he had a picture in his sun visor of a vacation spot that he always wanted to go to. Anytime anything was going wrong throughout the day, he always pulled his sun visor down and actually visualized himself there. If you never paid attention to the movie, I actually want you to go and look at it.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, go and check that out. Think about it. When you was a kid, if someone was to ask you what you wanted to do, you would say, well, I want to be an astronaut. That's because your mind had already saw yourself there and you know exactly what you want to do. If you imagining stuff when you was a kid, you didn't have no limitations. But as time go by, as you get older, you start to put limitations on yourself. Not because you putting it on there, because of school putting it on there, because of your parents putting it on there,
your circumstances,
and everybody else. I listen to Steve Harvey, one of my mentors. He said in school he had a real bad stuttering problem. Now, would you picture Steve Harvey having a real bad stuttering problem? He couldn't say 2 or 3 words without him stuttering. They told him in school, write down whatever it is that you want to be when you grow up. He wrote that he wanted to be on TV. So the little boy glanced at his paper. He was like, you want to be on TV? I wonder how long your TV show going to be because you stutter a lot.
Right.
He got the paper to the teacher, and the teacher said his paper last. Now, you might be asking why the teacher saved his paper last because she wanted him to be the last person to come up. So he thinking, I might put some good on the paper.
Right.
The teacher actually brought him up there so she can clown him. It was like, who do you actually know in your family that's on TV? So why would you put something that dumb on your paper? I want you to take this paper, go home and write something else. So he took the paper home to his mom. His mom was like, yeah, you need to change that. But his daddy intervened on it. He actually walked in the room and talked to him. He was like, son, if that's what you're going to be, it's going to come with a lot of bullshit. But you got to be prepared to take what comes with it because that's what you want to do. And what I want you to do is take this paper and put it on your mirror. And before you retire at night, which is go to sleep, I want you to look at it. And when you get up in the morning, I want you to look at it. And then now you look at it right now, fast forward to today, you can't turn the TV on without seeing Steve Harvey. So whatever that teacher was talking about, it was wrong because he seen it in his vision where he wanted to be. She was just seeing it from her sight or where she see him at right now. Now she get to look and say, well, he don't have that stuttering problem, but I got to watch Family Feud.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you have to watch that. But
Yeah.
guess who on TV? That little stuttering kid
That's crazy.
That
that you
you
just
once told
told
him.
me that I
Exactly.
wasn't gonna be on TV. Number 2 is work-life balance. If you have a job, I really don't see a work-life balance in whatever you're doing, especially when you move up in the ranks of supervisor or manager. There is no life after that. It's only work, then a little bit of balance.
You work the whole day, and then at 8 o'clock at night, that's when you get some time off to yourself. But that's only about 4 hours. Through 2 hours, you gotta take your ass to sleep and do the same thing the next day.
Again, yeah.
There's no balance in it. It's like modern day slavery if you really want to think about it. Because
And we're not putting, like, when we say slavery, like modern day slavery, we're not putting it in terms of skin color because all of us are slaves out here right now until you decide to do something different.
because you're being owned by that company.
We spend 40 hours a week just to have 48 hours to ourselves on the weekend. Make it make sense to me. Would you rather be spending more time with your family and your friends, creating new memories and experiences? Or would you like to pursue your passions? What you want to do? What you think you can do? We were just talking about thinking, right? Whatever you think you can do, you can do. I know with all of us, having something more meaningful versus what we doing right now. Which everybody works a job, but do you think that it's something else outside of their job? I was a truck driver. I drove 12 hours a day. Yeah, it was fun when I was first getting out there because I seen new things. I was getting new experiences. I was making new memories.
Right.
But then I had to put it into perspective. I was driving 12 hours a day. I couldn't see my family.
Right.
Only thing I could do is talk to them when I can. And I was tired majority of the time. I got to the realization like, man, it has to be something else.
Yeah.
If you ever fall into the thought that it had to be something else to life, guess what? It actually is something else. So now you need to start to do something different.
Yeah. You ain't
If you're not happy with your life right now, ask yourself, what can you do right now today that would be different to help you get in a different position in your life to where you want to be at? If I'm working at a job that I know I don't like, I am gonna find every chance possible to try and get the hell up out of there. I can't live like that every day, like how you was giving an example about you driving trucks, about how tired you were, about how you can't see your family when you wanted to. See, you're limited at that point. There's no free will. You're limited on what you can do. So it's our power within us to find out what we're meant to do, because everybody has a job here. Everybody was created for a reason. Our purpose isn't to work a 9 to 5. Our purpose is to utilize our mind and to let God use us. That's it. Because we create everything. We are in control of our life. We have complete control. Anything that you go in life, you got complete control over it. With everything, You guys just got to be consistent. Don't let these jobs stop you. Don't let your circumstances control who you are. Don't worry about how. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I currently have big dreams for myself. My job is to make sure that all my energies are in line together. My heart, my mind, and my words are all in the same direction. Because when they're all in the same direction, stuff start to happen. People don't realize how to utilize their mind because you have to see yourself there before you're actually there in your own reality.
Think away from these jobs.
Yeah. Think away from them. Don't let them think for you. Don't let them plan your vision for you. Because they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, we got a retirement ready for you. Don't let them plan your retirement. You plan your own.
You got to have a plan for yourself because if you leave your plan up to anybody else, guess what they have planned for you? Nothing at all.
Nope.
I got a question. When y'all come across obstacles, right, and y'all going through the process and it get hard, what do y'all do to keep focused?
Think about why I started. If I stop now, how do I know I'm ever going to be successful?
Right.
If I just go ahead and give up, how do I not know I don't like having that sit on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to quit doing something and then go on and do something else and be like, dang, well, if I would have just kept doing that, I probably would have gotten far.
Yeah.
I don't like having that rest on my mind. I don't like having that type of possibilities. If I do anything, I'm going all in. I'm going full throttle, and we're not going to give up because you never know how far you can get. You never know.
But with me, I just look at every negative that could possibly happen or that has happened in the process, and I just turn it into a positive. Anything that can go wrong throughout the day that does go wrong, I already combat it with positive.
Right.
I'm thankful that this went on because now it teach me how to think around this.
Right.
So whenever it come up again, now I know how to get around it.
So is it safe to say that in any situation that you go through, you basically look at the positive side in any situation?
Whether it be death, a sickness, or whatever the case might be. If you get sick right now, then you know that you probably should have been around the environment that you were just in.
Right.
Or if death go on, you got to take it as good and not bad. Now I gained the angel. You probably didn't want it to play out like that, but at the end of the day, now you to gain somebody else who can help you and guide you through life. So with every bad thing that goes on, which is the adversity or the obstacles that you go through, you got to look at the positive in it and don't just take the bad from it. Always.
That's important too. I think a lot of people, like sometimes we go through stuff that's so bad, but it's like it's almost seems impossible to find a positive out of it. One thing I've learned is that it's always something good that comes out of something bad. Always. Even if it's just the lesson that came with it, it's always something good that come out of something bad. It's just how you look at it and how you perceive it. And just because it's bad don't mean that it got to take over your life and your emotions. You in control of that, not the situation you're going through.
And some people think losing their job is the worst thing in the world. Think about it. Once God closed one door, he opened another. An even bigger door. Don't look at anything as a bad thing. Just look at it as a learning experience. Take the lesson from it, get up, dust yourself off, and go at it again. That's simple. One thing that I know that real deal like get to me is working for others is so sucking. It just does something to my soul. When you get up in the morning with an alarm clock, I heard E.T. say this. He doesn't get up off an alarm clock. He get up off his passion. So a lot of us getting up off an alarm clock instead of our passion.
Right.
He wakes up at 4:30 every morning. Get up, work out, say whatever he grateful for, then he get to his motivational speeches. And he start his day. But a lot of us not even waking up off our passion. We waking up off an alarm clock. We're not getting up to our passion. If you get up to your passion, you don't need no alarm clock. That's the thing that need to be the goal for everybody in life that's listening to this. You need to get up off your passion and not by alarm.
Yeah. And especially just showing gratitude too throughout your day. When you show gratitude throughout your day, nothing can come in between that day. Nothing can stop you. Even if somebody is trying to knock off your energy, think of the person where you want to become. How would he handle that situation? Or how would she handle that situation?
Especially with the job.
Especially with the job. That boss is pissing you off. Well, how would your better self handle that situation? Because at that point, now you're challenging yourself and now you're growing. Now you have something to grow on because you're challenging yourself. With this job stuff, a lot of people just don't realize like if you don't have anything flowing. Like some people just literally sit here and wait, just like how you giving an example about the dude from Walmart. Yeah. Dude was just sitting there, just waiting for time to go by, waiting for opportunity, waiting for something to happen. Nothing's gonna happen, bro. Opportunity's not gonna come knocking at the door
unless you take the opportunity.
Exactly, unless you take it. We just stuck in a paradigm to where it's just so normal for us to just work and for us to just be underneath somebody. To have a higher up. Like, the only higher up that I have is God.
God, yeah.
That's it. Me and DT was having this conversation this is a true saying that he always says, employees are your first customers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you treat your employees right, you ain't gonna have to worry about nobody leaving. Because everybody's gonna do their part. The thing is, with these jobs nowadays, is a corporation. It's built up just like how America was built up. America is nothing but a corporation. This shit is a business.
One thing that I find to be so crazy is how can we go year after year, which we young.
Yeah.
We getting out of the cycle of actually working for somebody else. But with the older people, I just want to ask you a question. Like, year after year after year, how can you go through the cycle of actually helping somebody else get rich while you get nothing?
That shit creates misery.
Crumbs.
Have you ever noticed those old people in Walmart? I don't have nothing against the old people in Walmart. By all means, keep checking those receipts.
Oh, I knew he was going to say it.
You done work your whole life for 300, 400,000. If 400,000 good to some people. You done worked your whole life for that, and then now you retire and you can't even survive off of it. Cause like you were talking about, I think that was episode 1 with the 40. You working 40 years of your life, 40 hours a week just to retire on 40% of your income. And if you retire on 40% of your income, you just got 100% right now, the 40 years that you working. So if I'm retiring on 40% of it, how in the hell is that going to be enough for me to sustain my life after that? Right. You don't really have that many years after you retire. Yeah. So you working 40 some years, just retire on 15 years that I could possibly live. It was this story. It was this guy. He been working for the company 45 years. He retired. They gave him a retirement party and everything else. Walked him out nice. Gave him a good retirement plan, as he say. And as he retired that Monday, they gave him a party. That Friday, he died.
I was just about to bring it up.
So what was the journey actually for?
I was just about to bring it up. People become their jobs.
Yeah.
So it's a couple people that done retired where I work at, the same thing happened. It's like they get sick and then they die because that's all people know. When that's gone, you gone. Like, literally.
When it's gone, you gonna be gone. Literally.
Like, it's crazy what come with working.
It's crazy that the only walls that exist are the ones that you have in your mind. Whatever your obstacles are, you conceive are the ones that you accept. So you gotta, like we said, you gotta change your mindset to get out of this thing that we call the rat race.
Right.
Because if you don't, you're gonna keep running into the same thing over again. We just talked about the problems with the race, but we're not just gonna leave y'all with the problems. We gotta come up with some type of solutions about getting unstuck. A lot of us are stuck right now. The thing is to get unstuck and to move from our paradigm. If you move from your paradigm, then you move to better results. The thing that I come across and all of us come across is, what is your why? Like, what hurts you if you don't change whatever it is that right now? You don't change whatever it is that you're doing right now. There have to be something that's burning inside of you that you want to do besides working. Don't nobody just wake up and say, yeah, I want to work 40 years of my life. You have to have something, a hobby or a passion or anything that you want to do. You don't just want to go to work for 40 to 50 years of your life, then that's it. Yeah, I was a hard worker. I did this for the company. I did this for the company. Okay, hooray. But what you going to do after that? What was you doing in the process? I know a lot of us experience our parents working and not raising us. Like your parents just passing by. I had told my wife the other day that if we have kids, I don't want to be passing by my kids by work. I want my kids to become part of my work.
Right.
So I'm teaching them things that I done learned, and I'm learning things from them. But not me just seeing my kids like, I ain't seen you in a minute. That's how a lot of the parents are. You work 3 to 4 jobs and you still coming up short.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's real crazy.
3 jobs is for 3 people.
Yeah.
2 jobs is
for
for
2 people. That's how we look at it.
Right.
And I want everybody that's listening to this right now to become rage and mad. I want you to become mad because I want you to make a decision today.
Right.
To change that. Like, get to your boiling point when you say, you know what? This is enough.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jackson said, this is it.
Yeah.
I would hate to miss out on the opportunity to become a better version of myself.
Right.
I would hate that. Right. I would hate to be like, dang, I could have been a millionaire like 2 years ago if I just would have did this.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have hate to have that on my mind.
Regret.
I would hate that so much.
The most painful feeling in this world is regret.
Yes. Yeah. Because you're living your life based upon how other people want you to live. Mm-hmm. You're not living your life how you want to. Mm-hmm. With a job, you're not living your life how you want to because you're stuck. You can't do a lot of things. You're limited from what you can actually do. You're basically being controlled. Yeah. So you just got to get yourself out this paradigm, about this working paradigm, because this ain't it for us humans. This is not it. This is not our goal. This is not what we're made to do.
Is it safe to say that you in the frame?
Ooh, yeah.
And you just fit into their pitch and not your own?
That's what a lot of people do. A lot of people rather satisfy companies to just be their own.
I like to tie things into one another. I feel like when you work a job, that ties into misery because you're really not where you want to be
at all.
And so, like you said, Caleb, like years go by and you look back like, if I would have made this one decision, I could have been a millionaire. So now you living in a what if mindset. So with a what if mindset, you become jealous and envious of people that's actually doing it. Now you mad at the next motherfucker for doing what you should have done. You really should be mad at yourself, but you mad at the next person. With some people, they don't know how to control their emotions. Right. So with that envy spirit and that jealousy, that shit ties into a lot more other things.
Speak to him, Ken.
We really just trying to get people to break out of this rat race and this cycle. Really ain't shit good that's gonna come out of it.
At all. And I like how you said that it's a cycle that we have to break. And I think I heard Les Brown say this. He said a lot of us die at 21 but don't get buried until 65. I don't know if that hit you, but it definitely hit me when I heard that. All of us was born unique,
right?
But a lot of us die a copy. Now you got to choose the direction which you want to go in. Do you want to be unique and step out on your purpose or your work? Or do you just want to die a copy and do it with everybody else? Like we said, the 95%.
The original.
Yeah. And see, like, they be taught from school. Stay in line.
Yeah.
Don't get out of line. You get out of line,
raise your hand.
Yeah.
Raise your hand.
Like it be taught. So really, we not even taught as kids to step outside the box. We taught to do the normal. So really, the system that we growing up in and that we turn to is really teaching us how to stay in line.
You know what, Ken?
Shit.
You know what they're teaching us to?
What?
They're teaching us to get comfortable.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They teaching us to get comfortable. And people don't want more when they're comfortable. I've been doing this for so long. Yeah. I don't want to experience anything different.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable in the position I'm in right now. So that's just crazy how people just don't want more for themselves because they just love the current position they're in now.
Yeah. I like discomfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like discomfort.
You grow.
You're right. It give me time to grow. And so like when I'm in one spot, like this shit don't feel right. It's like, what am I doing? Like, what could I be doing?
You gonna match that energy.
Right. I just the whole comfort thing and sitting in one spot, like it don't come with elevation, so it's not for me.
At all.
I don't want to be aligned with nothing that does not consider me to either think or grow. Mentally, emotionally, financially, anything. That it's jobs, the people I'm around, the obstacles I come across, the lessons. If the shit ain't tied to elevation, I don't want it at all.
And it's so crazy that you say that. A lot of us fall into feeling comfortable.
Right.
People are so familiar with being comfortable. When you get uncomfortable, you try to wiggle back into what you're familiar with. Number 2, paying yourself first. A lot of us fall into this cycle of paying everybody first except myself. And you're going to continue to bump your head. If you pay yourself first instead of last, now you're taking on something that's the average really doesn't fall into. Once you get a paycheck, you pay off all your expenses. Then you look at your paycheck after all those expenses are took out. Now you're left with little or nothing at all after you get done paying everybody else. Now we need to get into the mindset of an investor and an owner versus an employee.
Right.
So once you have an employee mindset, you paying everybody else but yourself. Whatever's left over or you fall short of, That should be motivation for you to switch your game up and to seek something more versus whatever you have going on right now. You have to be able to pay yourself first.
Yep.
There's no way around it.
With paying yourself first, you got to put your needs before you put other people's needs. A lot of people put other people's needs before their own.
I feel like when you work a job, you can't pay yourself first.
Why you say that?
When you get your check, you done already paid the government. You done paid Social Security fees. You done paid taxes.
Yep.
You done paid all these other fees. So it's like, it's almost impossible to pay yourself first when you work a job.
Whatever you got coming out your paycheck, take something small, start small, then go big.
Yeah.
Pay yourself after you pay everybody else that come out your check first. But before you pay your bills, pay yourself first.
Yeah.
If you pay yourself first, then you come up short. Now you thinking like, man, I need to do something different because this not working.
Right.
Then I need to be doing something else.
Right. I know some people are probably asking themselves, well, what if I can't afford right now to pay myself first?
Watch your words.
Exactly. Watch your words. That's exactly where I was finna go. You see how I said the word can't?
Right.
If I said I can't do it, then I'm already giving myself that possibility that I don't want it. That is not going to happen. If you're in a position where you feel like you can't pay for it or you can't invest in yourself, watch your thinking, watch your words, because everything is possible. Life can change quickly in your direction if you wanted to. All your energies have to be aligned with one another.
I found it so crazy that you said that. I seen something. There's two things you must remember in life. Number one, take care of your thoughts when you're alone. Number two, take care of your words when you're with people.
That's so true. Ooh, I felt that, boy. Ooh.
Say it again, D.
There's two things you must remember in life. Number one, take care of your thoughts when you're alone. Number two, take care of your words when you are with people.
Especially when you around people. A lot of times when you get around certain people, like the shit you know go out the window for the shit that you know isn't what it is. Environment, getting around the wrong crowd, and just being able to have a input and an effect on what you think and like changing everything. I just make sure I'm around the right people. When I'm around y'all, I'm able to like watch what I say. I'm able to watch what I think. And if I get around the wrong people and I start listening to the wrong thing, I fuck around and say the wrong thing, being manifested some shit I don't want to.
Exactly. See, everything you listen to, it's going into your mind. It's pretty much like a seed. Like me and DT, we talk almost every day on the phone. And I love that because I'm feeding his mind with none but positivity, and he's feeding my mind. So I'm hearing that on a day-to-day basis. Everything around me has to grow. Everything around me has to grow over time.
I always tell people, watch your words. It's a double sword.
Yeah.
So the words you say can bring life to you or it can bring death to you. I'm not talking about in terms of just death. I'm talking about in terms of death of your dreams and your goals. Now, your words can either put you in a penthouse or it can keep you in the gutter. It's either or. Only you get to choose that. Prepare your words for your future. Speak goodness until whatever you want.
It's important to keep in mind who you listen to and what you say.
Your life is all revolved around your development. That's why they call it personal development. If you listen to some type of personal development like you listen to right now, then it makes you move in a different direction or it gives you a different perspective on how to move. We're going to hop right into the next one. You have to be able to invest your money. Don't expect to escape from anything unless you invest your money into something that's going to make you more money. Now, you need to understand what I'm coming from when I say compound interest. I know all of us familiar with compound interest. Now, I heard Albert Einstein say that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Whoever understands it earns it, and who doesn't pays it.
I hate to be paying that shit.
What?
Over time, the money you should always use to make more money is the money that you're using right now. So which means they go with the money that you're taking out on a week-to-week basis to invest in something else, whether it be small. Always start small, then build yourself up over time. The key is to start. Now, if you don't start, then what you going to have to invest? Your 401k plan, guess what? They investing your money into the stock market. If you didn't know that, they playing with your money. So why not you take your money and invest your own money and play with your own money? I'm going to be giving you a few of them that you can invest your money in. You might be, you want to invest your money in a new business venture that you have. You got the stock market, you got the foreign exchange market, and the biggest one of all, you got real estate. What you must understand with all these, it come with risk. Mm-hmm. Everything that you do come with risk. We do know for a fact that the stock market crash.
Right.
Now, every day in the market or the foreign exchange market ain't gonna be no winning day.
Right.
It's all about risk and how you manage your risk. The housing market, the price is not gonna stay the same. Who say the prices of the houses is gonna stay the same?
Right.
Or you gonna be profitable?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So everything comes with risk, but it's just how you manage your risk. Mm-hmm. I just gave you some ways that you can invest your money, but now the choice is up to you. It's a problem if you just working a job. Right. Mm-hmm. You got to have something on the side.
Right.
And then your side hustle become your main hustle after you become good at it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be good or be good at it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I look at a job is that's one source of income. They just gave you 3 or 4 other ones. It's important to have multiple streams of income. And with the multiple streams, if you got 3 streams of income and you living off one, them other 2 ain't doing nothing but piling up. It's damn near impossible to fail unless them other 2 just ain't bringing in shit for you.
Or you not doing no damn work.
Right. Even when it comes to investing, like one thing I done learned is with that risk, I don't really look at this shit as a loss. It's like even with the stock market, if you buying a stock in the goddamn stock market crash, you ain't losing no money until you sell your shit for less than what you bought it for.
Scared money don't make no money.
That's right. And with the real estate market, it's damn near impossible to lose when you investing in real estate. People always gonna need somewhere to stay.
It's always equity.
Yeah,
I mean,
now
the value might not be as much as you want it to be.
Yeah.
And you might not sell or close when you wanted to close or sell.
Right.
But over time it will. So I'm not finna settle. And I think that a lot of us doing this within jobs. We just settling and not going after where we know that we supposed to get. We had just gave you all 4 ways that you could possibly invest. But one thing that I do know when it comes to investment, you must start small. But think about it, you must start now.
Yes, sir.
One thing that I do know, in times of crisis, we have seen massive layoffs. Especially in this pandemic, we've seen the world not being able to work. And we are in the age of technology right now. What we keep noticing is that technology is advancing, and which basically knocking people out of their regular jobs. People actually do jobs, but now it's coming to the point that robots are taking over. We need to think about doing something different and applying what we just gave you all this week to get out of the rat race. The rat race is not a safe place to be. Your job is never truly secure. So correct your minds and get in your goddamn bag.
So with that, everybody, we're going to leave y'all with that.
Well, I'm Caleb.
I'm DT.
And I'm Ken.
We are out.
If you enjoyed this podcast episode, make sure you share it with someone else.
And be on the lookout for new episodes. And make sure you subscribe now.
This is the Mind Report.
And we are out.